What is something you believe to be true that almost everyone would disagree with? You're never going to have flying cars. 1. Many people can't be trusted to fly in 2 dimensions, let alone 3. 2. Unless it's completely AI, it's not going to be safe for you, others, or larger forms of air travel, airliners and such. Also, I'm not sure how soon we will be hanging our hat on the safety of AI. 3. WAY less efficient than rolling vehicles if you're just going short distances, maybe long distances too. I dunno, I'm just a dumbass. Also, 5 small planes uses more fuel electricity and kills our environment more than 1 large plane. 5. What insurance company is going to cover my dumbass trying to land a flying Tesla at a Wendy's? Yeah, there are and will continue to be one-offs or small productions, but full mass production rollout will never happen. It seems like everyone is expecting flying cars any day now. I say nay. That when your lane is merging into another that you should stay in your lane as long as possible. That this is better for traffic flow. I guess at some future point you'll get tired of griping at the Nimrods who can't understand that this sub is not Rascredit, but that moment's not here yet. Money is a much bigger factor in achieving success than intelligence or IQ. I worked for a few years as a teacher for upper middle class and rich students, and I have several friends who also worked, and this is a recurring thought among all of us, but other people think differently. When absolute monsters like Pat Robertson die, it's fine to say bad things about them on social media. I believe there can never ever be an objective analysis of nature vs nurture. Obviously race and sex is a no-go, for obvious reasons. But even things like innate talent vs hard work are impossible to bring up without ruffling feathers. I have witnessed a father of a 5-6-year-old speed cuber fly off the handle simply because people were complimenting how talented his kid was. The dreaded T word was taken as an insult against the hard work his kid put into solving Rubik's cubes. I take the idea of quantum immortality not as a guarantee, but as a serious possibility to consider. If the many worlds interpretation of quantum physics is correct, although there's no way to be sure of that, then each person will find they turn out to be subjectively immortal, because you can't experience the branches of the timeline where you're dead. And at any given time there's some not zero probability allowing the existence of a future branch after that point where you don't die. So even while everyone else can see you ending up plain old regular dead with exactly the ordinary probability of perishing in most of the many worlds, there's always some worlds where you survived, and those are the only ones you can experience being in. To be clear, because I've seen this trip people up, this doesn't mean your consciousness ever jumps to a different timeline upon death. There's no discontinuity. At all times you experience a world that's basically normal and connected seamlessly to its past. You just, by necessity, will always look back and remember a sequence of events that left you alive, even if those events were unlikely. Life, organizations, governments, systems are a lot more chaotic, fragile and random than most people would think. The things holding them together are mostly just habits of the people in them. Most, if not all, conspiracy theories are false because people aren't that well organized to pull them off. Most people have absolutely no good reasons for the things they believe in. Too many people have kids who shouldn't have. Pedophilia is a mental illness. Treatment options should be more accessible and socially acceptable. If a person seeks treatment before they've committed a crime, they should be applauded, not demonized. Simply having urges is not a crime. If they don't act on them and get treatment, then that's the best case scenario for everyone. If more people thought like this, less crimes would be committed against children. Getting cold doesn't make you sick. The human mind is only meant to care about the people in your immediate circle. We aren't equipped to think about the problems of everyone in the world, and you're not a bad person if you only care about people you know. Be kind, but don't think you can solve all the problems in the world. That fossil fuels industries paid good money to make nuclear energy look toxic and dangerous in movies and TV, especially to children. Nuclear power has been so demonized that it's synonymous with birth defects, and that sickly green glow. The Simpsons specifically had a dominant part in making me feel this way. Being super wealthy is a cross between addiction and mental illness and should start being treated as such. Some people are better off dead, and celebrating someone's death doesn't immediately make you a bad person depending on the context. That between advances in robotics, AI will make most humans obsolete. The wealthy will kill off 75% of the population, keep the others for serfs. I believe the US political parties have purposely created a divide on cultural issues so they can distract from the labor and business issues and keep their big money donors. Drinking alcohol, even in small amounts, even only for social occasions, is bad for you mentally and physically. Alcohol is so deeply woven into modern society and social events that people brush it off as normal, but it's definitely not.